Here we go. Crowd on their feet, no one's taken a seat just yet. And the template, as we expected. Golovkin marching forward, trying to get behind the jab. Plenty of movement early on from Canelo.
Well, Canelo moving round's fine, and we expected that, but not to give away too much ground, not to get his back two on the ropes too often. He's got to be clever with his attacks and went among them. Triple G wants to be in the centre ring, he wants to be the aggressor pushing you back.
Just missed with her right hand, Golovkin. Shouts of Triple G boring across this arena. And that look of menace on the face of the Kazakh.
And also for Triple G, can't be doing too many lazy jabs. Everything's got to be fast and solid. Everything is solid with Triple G, but you've got to come back fast, because any jab you leave out there, Canelo's going to slip and throw that right hand over the top.
Nothing from Álvarez yet. Fancy he's going to explode into counter-attacks, but just having a look through the first minute and a half. This is with his own jab, nothing landing yet for either man. And just for a brief moment, Álvarez holding the centre of the ring and standing his ground.
Just edging a little bit closer. That was good though from Álvarez.
Good movement.
Just a little half step to the left, straight back then to the right hand side. Let the punches go.
Again, Golovkin missing with a few of these. He managed to get a right hand that came behind the gloves. And Álvarez gets off his shots. Crowd already into it, but the tension palpable ringside.
Oh, lovely there. Feint with the left hand, jab, left hook, right hand.
Fast hand
Canelo.
speed from Álvarez. Ooh, and that's again a shake of the head from Golovkin, but it was a landing punch, it was a scoring shot. Álvarez is warming up.
And look how he's taken the centre of the ring all of a sudden. The confidence he's had.
Well, at the start of this one, I'm sure the boxing world just collectively held its breath.
And Golovkin, now he took the centre of the ring like he wanted to, but the faster feet, the faster hands, the quicker brain of Álvarez was enough.
Shook his head there, Golovkin, whether he was unhappy with himself. He missed with quite a bit, and there was control in the defence and the movement of Álvarez. Eddie Reynoso, Chepo, his dad, and another advisor for Álvarez in the corner. Turned pro with that team at the age of 15. And here, 12 years later, on the biggest night of his life. Given the occasion, Barry, I'm impressed by the way they both controlled themselves throughout the build-up, the preliminaries, and indeed that first round.
Yeah, I do, but I do feel as well that Golovkin was just not panicked, a little bit surprised, I think, with the fluency of some of the punches of Álvarez.
The speed was always going to be an issue for Golovkin. And you can just sense coming out for the second round, there's a little bit more urgency and spring in his step.
But no, Golovkin, without overreaching and jumping in too soon, he's got to try and make Álvarez feel his power, even if it's on the arms, the chest, anything. Got to get him feeling that right hand through the target.
He is explosive, Álvarez. They don't really publish his on the night weights these days, but by and large, if you look through the list of his records, he generally, at all the weights, even the Mayweather catch weight, he generally puts on about a stone in between the weigh-in and the big fight itself.
Big cheer from the crowd there, but that left uppercut, right hand Just a glancing blow with the uppercut, right hand missing from
Trading
Álvarez.
jabs. Álvarez trying to come forward now.
Got to come back with a left hook there, Golovkin.
Álvarez is an absolute barrel of a man.
Good jab from him as well just then.
Fancy the concentration has to be absolutely spot on for every moment of this contest.
Again, the crowd going mad, but these punches are not landing so maybe as they think in the crowd.
No, but there's control from Álvarez. And he's not being pushed back now.
Just got to be careful not to hold his feet too much, too close to the target. Álvarez, even if he has having success, don't want to allow Golovkin to get that right hand on.
Golovkin can't get going early on. He's missing a lot. The jab's not really found its home yet.
He's landed with a few jabs there, Golovkin, but it's not the weight that we've seen in the past behind that left hand.
Well, it just broke Lemieux down a couple of years ago in New York, just step by step.
Nice little slip and a left hook to the body there again from Álvarez. He looks nice and relaxed himself.
He's happy to stay close enough in range against Golovkin. Nice counter from Álvarez. Every shot he lands or nearly lands is getting a cheer.
Well, to be honest, it was too predictable there from Golovkin.
And there was a long, lingering look from Álvarez as he danced back to his corner, pleased with his work. And that look to Golovkin as if to say, I might just have you, pal. Always a threat, though, when Golovkin's in the ring. That power.
Well, he's looking nice and relaxed, especially, surprising that in the pocket, now three-quarter range. He's nice and relaxed. He's just, his vision's there. He's concentrating. He's slipping the shots quite well. And Golovkin just struggling to find the target clean.
And maybe the look was to say, perhaps, I'm better than you think. Maybe you weren't expecting this.
And this was a combination with the crowd went wild, but that right uppercut didn't hit the target at all. The left hook to the body was a good shot.
What we should say is there aren't all that many clean landing punches. I think it's fair to say.
Well, they know that any mistake they make, they're going to have to pay for it. So they've been a little bit cautious, but it's fantastic start here from Álvarez.
Just a flurry from Golovkin. There's an intensity about him.
A couple of good solid jabs there as well from Golovkin.
Oh, lovely from Álvarez. That's his specialty, isn't it?
Fantastic.
That upper body movement to just manoeuvre himself under shots and then counter.
Fantastic body shot as well to finish that combination off there from Álvarez.
He is sharp.
Oh, lovely left hook there though from Golovkin, just feinted with the jab, come around with the back of the gloves with the left hook.
You see the belief that Álvarez has in himself to stay in range.
Yeah.
And one thing about Golovkin, I think he will be relishing this challenge. Wild swinging shot from Álvarez, misses. Honing himself down in San Diego in the build-up to this one. Golovkin, of course, as ever, up in Big Bear.
Just a little bit lazy there from Golovkin. Just, I think a little clip in right hand.
That left hook landed on the gloves of Canelo.
He's just sitting on the back foot, isn't he, there, Canelo, and Álvarez, and just Golovkin just struggling a little bit just to get that range. He's landing with a few more in this round for sure. Is Golovkin. Nice left hook there as well there from Golovkin. And working that body as well early. Canelo looking for it for sure.
He is. Went downstairs with the left hand again. Oh, lovely uppercut from the Mexican. I sense Golovkin's trying to motivate himself, trying to G himself up to get going here.
But just a little bit more urgency, isn't there, in the work of Golovkin? Just got to be careful he doesn't walk onto it a shot like that uppercut. This has become a trademark there from Álvarez.
Better round for Golovkin. Back to, as he did in the first minute, the first round, manoeuvring Canelo around the ring.
That's a little bit better from Golovkin, trying to move his head coming forward.
Oh, big left hook. I think he took it on the glove.
But he's just on a spin there, wasn't he? Just on a spin, just took the sting out the shot there. Did Álvarez.
Golovkin trying to spring into attack. It might have been his round.
A close one. I think maybe Golovkin just did enough maybe, but Álvarez there had some quality work again, just sat back a little bit.
I think they've all been close. Is it going to be one of those nights? We mentioned 30 years ago, Hagler Leonard, I think the last big middleweight fight of this sort of stature, and that was a controversy, of course. Hopkins and B-Hop in between. And a body shot did it for Bernard.
A beautiful short left uppercut in close there from Álvarez, a beautiful shot. But it's Golovkin who's just a little bit lazy, just sits there and he just doesn't worry about what's coming back at times. And you know, he's got to be starting to move his head more, thinking when he's coming forward.
There's Anna Maria, that's is Canelo's mum. Huge extended family. He's one of 7 brothers and sisters, Canelo. It's his brother Rigoberto who first brought him back a set of boxing gloves for the first time when he was around 9 or 10, and he's been dedicated and in love with the game ever since. He's got that tattoo, hasn't he? No boxing, no life on his bicep.
Got to double up that jab there now, Golovkin. Pushing back, double up the jab, and then just take a little step to the side, and then swing that right hand in.
He's coiled, Golovkin. Maybe for so long he's been able to rely on that power. People have said latterly that he knew he was going to win fights, so he was taking risks that he might otherwise not do.
But you pick up bad habits, and sometimes they're hard to break, and that's the problem. But
it's body shot again from Canelo.
But again, partly blocked, I think, there a little bit from Golovkin. He's keeping that right elbow tucked in nice and tight. A good jab.
Just misses with the left hook. Golovkin didn't with that one. That got through.
Right on the top of the on the temple as well there.
Really turned his hand over and threw into that.
Didn't budge Canelo. Didn't budge Álvarez.
He's got solid shoulders and neck, Álvarez.
See, this is where, that's what I'm saying, he needs a double jab and take a step across, does Golovkin, because the way Canelo spins to the side, just gets out the distance, you'll catch him on the turn.
Happy to be on the ropes. Remember, he did this with Kirkland before he...
And Liam Smith.
The right hand gets through, shakes his head though, and he beckons in Golovkin. Who thought we'd ever see this against the mighty Kazakh? Wow.
Just a bit tentative, isn't he, Golovkin? Let his hands go, as you've seen him in the past. You know, that respect he has for Álvarez.
Huge respect. And he knows Álvarez is perhaps the quicker fighter. Yep. Álvarez made a good start to this round, but Golovkin's taken control since. And all that time on the ropes, Golovkin didn't really actually land that many punches, but perhaps the judges just saw that period on the front foot.
Good right hand there from Golovkin. Álvarez just falling short with that jab. It pays him back though with another lovely right hand of his own.
So confident, Álvarez.
He's putting pressure on here, is Golovkin, but he's not cutting the ring off. He's following Álvarez around.
He's been on the front foot all round, Golovkin. I wonder, maybe we've got a level fight on the scorecards. Abel Sanchez in that corner. I think he's pretty much saying what Barry touched on there. Not you know, maybe a jab to the body, stop following him round the ring. I think was more or less the implication of that.
You've got to take that. You got to double up the jab here, Golovkin, and then just take that step to the right, because that's what Canelo will turn to the left. You've seen it. He spins off the left, lovely, and that's when you might catch him. And the way Golovkin throws that looping right hand, lifts that elbow up and chops down. You know, Golovkin will, Canelo maybe will spin onto that shot.
6 years ago they sparred together. As Canelo was a young up-and-coming 21-year-old. Never make any mention of that. It's not the sort of thing that is on the table in this high-stakes game. They both know this is the real deal, and they know the guy in front of them is the real deal.
Oh, lovely jab there from Álvarez again. But the jab I thought was going to be the weapon for Golovkin, the key weapon for him, but I think Álvarez has been winning the battle of the jab so far.
Golovkin's trying to load up.
Again, Golovkin aim for the chest.
Oh, good defense from Álvarez on the ropes. Hands down, just weaving away from the trouble.
They're both struggling to find the target clean at the minute. Oh, nice little left hook on the top of the head there from Golovkin again.
They're so switched on. There's a brooding intensity about this.
See, Álvarez is not panicking because Golovkin hasn't made him feel the power, or he can take the power, I'm not sure, but you know, he hasn't been able to exert that dominance on him. So when he stalks him, Álvarez doesn't feel under too much pressure to this point.
No, he looks under control and comfortable, Canelo.
There. A good right hand there from Golovkin, sorry, and Álvarez just landing back. Oh, good shot.
Oh, crowd on their feet after that big right hand was landed from Golovkin. Bravado from the Mexican. Almost lands with his own right hand, and now it's hotting up.
Still won't commit himself though, will he, Golovkin? Maybe he's felt the power of Álvarez.
This is fantastic.
It's okay, Álvarez shaking his head though, but he's got to land something back of his own.
Indeed, and there are rounds to be won, more importantly, the way this fight has gone. Couple land from Golovkin, back comes Álvarez, crowd on their feet. And there's the speed from Canelo.
But the crowd are going crazy, and there's a good little fight back from Álvarez, but not really any landing shots, but enough to push Golovkin back.
Someone just poured some petrol on the fire. Fantastic stuff. The ebb and flow of intensity. Canelo enjoying himself in there, but how are the judges seeing it?
I think that was a harder round there for Álvarez. No, I know he took the shots well, but he had to take a couple of heavier shots. And he feels comfortable to sat on the ropes. You just got to be careful, you know, maybe giving a round away.
Well, that's the crucial point. You have to be mindful of the long game in a contest like this, even when you're up against a guy like Golovkin, where danger is in every single moment.
It's a cracking shot, fantastic punch.
Well, that was the punch that started the trouble for Danny Jacobs, wasn't it?
Yeah,
in New York.
Look at the turn of the head there, though, from from Alvarez. The chin's never been a question for Alvarez. Neither for Golovkin.
Kidology from both of them.
Oh, good right hand there as well from Golovkin.
Oh, and he just missed with another.
Just caught Alvarez as he was throwing.
And Golovkin's getting through now. Not the full force of the punch with these.
Oh, good. Just missing with that left of the body, but a good response.
This is what we
Oh,
want.
what an uppercut.
I think Alvarez is going to have to meet fire with fire.
And he is.
This is the sort of fight now it's bubbling up to be that some suspected it might just take fire like this. I think that all just depends on Alvarez and how he wants to go about it.
Well, to be honest, I think he started off tremendously well, Alvarez, and the last couple of rounds maybe went in Golovkin's favour, but coming back in this round, very effective. Fantastic first right hand there from Golovkin to start the round, but then what a response there from Alvarez. Oh, lovely left hook as well again.
Crowd are getting into it. They're loving every single moment of this.
Nice little 1-2 there, back though from Golovkin. This is where he wants Alvarez. But when he gets him on the ropes, you got to.
Oh, cheeky! He's been having fun in there. There's been Kidology, a little cheeky bolo behind the back.
See, that's when he needs to take that step across to the right, and then swing that right down the cross. That little turn that Alvarez does, he might catch him.
Golovkin's on the march.
Bit low there with the left hook.
Oh, lovely uppercut there from Canelo.
Well, it was a nice little right hand from Golovkin, but what a much better uppercut there from Alvarez.
And again, counter-punching sharply, Canelo. Has he done enough, though, in this round?
I think with a good start. I know Golovkin's been stalking and he landed me a good shot, but a good start there from Alvarez and looking like a good finish as well might be enough,
Good defense again from Alvarez.
Well, this is where ring intelligence comes into play, because Alvarez, when he's under pressure on the ropes, he does the same defensive move. He goes up and down and he spins across to the left. So that's the corner or Golovkin got to figure that out, and they've got to take that step to the side and eliminate that.
I think Alvarez is going to be very, very careful about the fooling around on the ropes. I think he's going to be very careful, not because of the danger, just because of the scorecards. It might. But I gave Canelo the first two. I've given Golovkin the last four.
No, I got it a little bit closer. I give Canelo the last round.
Yeah, fair enough. I think people back home will be probably arguing about it as well. We've had some very, very close rounds so far. Is it going to be one of those? Because a contest like this, you just hope it and deserves a worthy winner. Well, who knows? Are we just at the start of a Triple G trilogy with Canelo? Long way to go. Oh, a couple of wide shots from Golovkin. Defenses of Alvarez are holding up.
Yeah, but the pressure that Golovkin, the judges like that. The constant pressure, that solid jab.
He's always looked super fit, Alvarez. Just thought maybe through the fifth and sixth rounds was he open-mouthed a bit more.
Yeah, well, he does gas a bit in fights, does Alvarez. He's built for power, isn't he? And explosive work. Everything's about being fast and hard.
Reaching with his shot there, Canelo. He's not quite managed to sort of. I expected he'd be timing those explosive counter raids, Alvarez, better than he has. He's not really had much success with those.
Oh, good shot there from Golovkin, lovely right hand.
And it's the ever intimidating presence of Golovkin right in front of you, that the psychological pressure must just be crushing.
Well, you know, you talk about, I've been saying that Alvarez hasn't been troubled yet with the power of Golovkin, but Golovkin's not been troubled with anything Alvarez has thrown either.
And still he stalks with menace.
And he's on you all the time, isn't he?
And Alvarez isn't doing anything.
On you. And we say about Golovkin, even the shots that don't really, even if they don't rattle your senses, they're heavy punches. They're slowing you down. Good body shot there from Alvarez.
Oh, a couple of nice counter shots there. Yeah, clean ones too from Alvarez. There's good cameos though in this round.
Yeah, it's good work there from Golovkin, sorry. Working the body as well. Oh, if he would have took that little step to the right, that was the shot.
And just that turn of the bearded cheek from Alvarez to get himself out of danger from that big right hand. But still the pressure is unrelenting.
Nice uppercut there from Alvarez.
It was. I've just expected more of that from him.
Yeah, you do, yeah, but I think it's hard, the pressure that Golovkin's just on you all the time. It looks like he's tapping you with punches, but there's probably weight behind every one of those shots. That's a Golovkin round there.
Yeah, nod of the head. As tight as all of these rounds are, is Golovkin just taking over? Is the template set for the night? I think they're happy in that Abel Sanchez corner. What does Alvarez need to do differently, Barry?
Well, he's countering quite effectively, but them rounds there, they're sparing attacks, and I know he's got to be sensible because you can't fire too much while Golovkin's punching, but there need to be more of them. That's for sure. But listen, he's under tremendous pressure, and that's going to start to play an effect. Golovkin's solid as a rock, isn't he? And he's just starting to find that range a little bit more now as the fight moves on into the second half.
Took every second of the rest on that stool, Alvarez. Golovkin's back on him.
Good jab there. Wasn't a solid jab there from Golovkin.
Quite a few of the follow-up shots, maybe most if not all of them missed. But it's the impression that is the key thing I hear when you're thinking of the scorecards.
Oh, good shot. Again, look at Golovkin, don't even blink.
Now, he was pushed into street fights against grown men when he was a kid in Kazakhstan by his brothers.
Finding the range with that jab though now, isn't he, Golovkin? He's not tapping with it anymore, he's punching right through the target.
Nice little straight body shot there. That's better from Alvarez. A few feints.
You can see they've worked on blocking that left hook to the body, the Golovkin camp.
Alvarez hasn't really got close enough to land it.
No.
That one was maybe just borderline. Alvarez in centre ring.
He's done well with the jab in this round, hasn't he, Golovkin? Alvarez looking for that. He's looking for that big shot, that big uppercut. Maybe just waiting just a little bit too long.
Minute to go in the 8th. Golovkin tries the uppercut.
Ooh, not far off again with that.
Just cameos from Álvarez, really.
Yeah, he's
the
not
last
doing
couple
enough.
of rounds.
Yeah, he's not doing enough. What was
Right
that
on
for
cue.
not doing enough?
Right on cue. Some of the eye-catching shots have definitely come from Álvarez throughout the whole contest.
But
I'm not sure there's been enough of them.
Again, that's a great shot, and you'll remember that when the round finishes. But the busier fighter by far has been Triple G. And the jab's been good for Triple G in this round.
He is chasing Canelo around the ring.
Well, what he's doing, he's making Canelo work hard. He's making Álvarez work hard with the feet. Tired him out.
Álvarez had midway through the round, he had that little moment where he held his ground, controlled centre ring, but otherwise he's been pushed and run round the ring by Golovkin. Picking up what you were saying, Barry, but
Yeah.
the right hand. He's Abel Sanchez saying that the way you throw it, maybe almost throw it a bit like a wider hook rather than a straight right, because of the way Álvarez is pivoting away.
You've got to take that little step with the right foot, just a little step over. That's all it needs. Make the space for the shot. That's the
Almost caught him in
trademark.
the
Yeah,
throat.
he's had some good success with that, as Canelo. But for me, Golovkin ahead now.
Well, let's not forget, Canelo got a draw on one of the scorecards against Mayweather. But on mine, he's behind. And on Barry's, here we are into the 9th.
So he needs to be busy like that, does Canelo. Just keep moving around the target. And Golovkin knows he's, Álvarez beats him in hand speed, so he's happy to tuck up. Just remember, he has to fire back as well, while he has Álvarez in range. Oh, good shot.
And now they go at it. Golovkin's covering up well with those shots, up close.
He's like a man of steel, isn't he, this Golovkin? He just takes everything.
He prides himself on that, the Mexican style. And that's what it is now. Head to head, toe to toe in the 9th.
Shot. And Álvarez might say, you haven't hurt me, but he's landing, and he's under a lot of pressure. And being outworked again in this round so far.
Every time there's been those little flurries of action, the crowd have got right into it.
Good right hand again there from Golovkin.
Oh! Huge right hand from Canelo, and Golovkin didn't budge.
Again, like in a lot of rounds, the standout shot comes from Álvarez, but the work ethic is all with Golovkin.
And I don't think it's because Álvarez is looking for that one big shot. He's not been allowed to throw it and land them. Golovkin is dictating this fight.
Yeah, he's tired, Álvarez. He's boxing quite well, and I still think Golovkin's doing well in this, probably the better in this round so far, but he's tired, trying to box well, but it's all Golovkin forcing him to work.
I think the first 5 rounds were close, weren't they? Very close.
Oh, solid jab there again from Golovkin. Álvarez trying to work the body.
Closing seconds.
Yeah, good right hand to finish the combination. 2 body shots were blocked, but the right hand was a great little shot there from Álvarez. heating up without really catching fire, isn't it? But
yeah, it's captivating. There's no doubt right from the start.
But for me, Golovkin's just pulling away with the busier work.
Wonder if he's frustrated, Alvarez. I'm sure we're going to get that explosive shot from the Mexican.
Oh, good
There's
shot.
the first one from Golovkin. He took it well, Alvarez.
Yeah, good left hook there. Look at that from Canelo. Just finishing off with a lovely little left hook. This is the big shot. Look at that. That came from his ankles. That did. Oof.
Cracker.
They both got tremendous chins, but this Golovkin is literally just horrible to fight, isn't he? Just on you all the time.
Well, the pressure's just.
And do you know what? Alvarez has
obscene.
boxed really well, really clever. And shown some good strength. And in the early rounds was comfortable sitting in a pocket. But as the rounds have gone on, I think Golovkin's just taken over there with its sheer work rate and strength. That's good work. Missed with the right hand, but followed up with the two straight left and right. Oh, lovely.
Better from Alvarez, much better.
Oh.
I think he was off balance, Golovkin. Crowd think he was hurt. Slugging out in the middle of the ring.
This is what we wanted to see.
Well,
good solid jab though there from Golovkin. What a right hand that was.
huge right hand from Canelo, but Golovkin doesn't budge, and it doesn't seem like Canelo, as explosive as he is, has the weaponry to hurt Golovkin.
The way they're
shuts him
swinging,
off.
the way these two guys are swinging their bodies at the shots, someone catches one flush, I can't see how they can stay up.
Oh, big right hand there from Golovkin. Intense 10th round.
Good shot.
Golovkin tried to throw that slightly raised looping shot
Yeah,
that
just
did for
outlifting
Rubio.
the elbow, chopping down.
Yeah. There's a bit more creativity now from the Kazakh.
Gotta
He's
keep the
piling
work-
on the pressure.
Got to keep that work rate up now, Alvarez.
Fantastic 10th round. Still over a minute to go. Crowd trying to raise the Mexican.
So he can't sustain it. Came out like a rocket for the round. Alvarez, but he can't sustain it. Where Golovkin's happy to go to war.
And when he was ticked off, I think it was around about the 4th or 5th round by Abel Sanchez, said don't let him have the last 30 seconds. He has kept the pressure on every minute of the round, Golovkin.
Nice little left hook there. Again there from Alvarez.
Happy to hang on here, Barry. I think he's having to bust a gut just to
Yeah,
kind
cool. Yeah, just
even
keep
keep
him
on
off,
level
keep him at bay.
terms at
Yeah,
times.
keep him at bay.
This Golovkin character is absolutely relentless.
And also some of the shots that Alvarez landed in the beginning of the round, they put fighters to sleep, and that got to be mentally draining. I just hit this guy my best 4 or 5 shots, and he just keep walking forward. Good shots.
Short punches, a couple of them getting through from Golovkin. Canelo's trying to stir himself. Nothing in those shots from the Mexican. And he's on the back foot again. Oh, it's all Triple G. Fantastic round of boxing. Crowd on their feet. Well, he had a big effort at the start of the round, Canelo. But then it looked like he was put back in his place.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. But what a start. Some of the punches he hit Golovkin in the beginning of that round were just was phenomenal shots.
And much as I think people back home, Barry, and the crowd here are loving those moments when they engage, you just fancy Alvarez can't win that fight.
No, but seeing the replays here now in the beginning of that round, you wouldn't think that. He was hit off balance there. I don't think he was seriously hurt, but he was hit off balance, and that was just the weight of the shots. Look at that. It's a fantastic right hand. Just jarring the head back. Swinging there, just poor footwork there from Golovkin. He's a fast start again now in this round, does Álvarez.
2 to go. And there is something almost maniacal about this presence of Golovkin in the ring tonight, and the intensity and the pace with which he's attacked Canelo pretty much from the start. A lot of missed punches from both of them through the first few rounds.
Like, he can fight really well off the ropes, Álvarez. He slips and slides. He counters very well off the ropes. He's done it tonight, but he maybe sat on the ropes a little bit too much, especially in the second half of the fight.
I think he was happy to in the early rounds.
Well, he was effectively
forced.
sharper, and the mind's quicker. Golovkin was struggling to find the range.
Midway through the penultimate round. Nice little counter body shot there from Canelo.
Solid jab there though from Golovkin.
There's almost a smile and a sneer on his face.
Right hand there from Álvarez. And again, the real fast hands.
3-punch combination. And having looked around the 5th or 6th, although he was feeling the pace, Álvarez actually
got his second win, doesn't he?
Regrouped, yeah.
Good intelligence there from Álvarez, just changing direction, give himself a little bit of a breather. Making Canelo miss by inches there, Golovkin missed by inches there.
Is he winning this round?
For me, he is so far. Golovkin just struggling to find the range again in this round. That's all to do, well, not with that right hand, but all to do with the good movement here from Álvarez.
And again, Álvarez managed to just turn his head away from that right hand as it was being delivered.
Lovely little uppercut there again there from Álvarez. Can't deter this Golovkin, can you?
No.
Oh, lovely uppercut back.
Oh, left hand wobbled him. I think he was just off balance there, Canelo. He was having his best round, I think, since the first or second.
Yeah.
Canelo. And
the thing with Golovkin, you got to fight for 3 minutes in the round. He can just give you a rest.
let's not forget, Golovkin's 35, and the pace he has put down. I think there's a silent prayer or two from the Álvarez family. And they might need something very, very special, if not spectacular, in the final round.
It's a cracking fight. It really is.
It's just that
tension in every round, isn't there?
Technical intensity and tension throughout. It's been something quite special. Well, that's been hammered home to Golovkin. There's his twin brother Max. They don't look much like twins, do they? They have been through thick and thin together. Oh, he's had to do the hard yards. Way back when he was on those German cars, they're almost going to pay promoters to take him on board once upon a time, Golovkin, just to get him some sort of exposure. And now finally he's getting his moments, and this perhaps the finest of them.
But for me, Canelo needs a knockdown or two. Whoa, whoa.
That right hand might be a start. De La Hoya is on his feet.
You got to go for broke now, Álvarez.
Well, that's the shot actually we expected to see more of, the uppercut.
But to do that in the last round, you know, the pressure he's been under, that's sharp. Oh, fantastic. Yeah, fantastic work. But look at Golovkin, just walking through it. And that's something that Álvarez has never experienced before. People walking through his punches. I mean, there's solid shots. Good right hand, left hook from Triple G.
Took a few there. Yes, Álvarez. Was he just wobbled a bit? Pressure here in the final round.
He come out so fast, Álvarez in that round. Maybe he's just starting to gas.
And Golovkin just will not let this lie. The composure and the defence of Álvarez has been absolutely top-notch. He hasn't done enough.
No. And that's not by design, that's this man here.
Won't let him.
Golovkin, he's on you. Oh, good right hand there from Triple G.
And he's tried to stand his ground, hold his feet, maybe push Golovkin back a few times in the fight. He's just not been able to do it.
He's been able to land with the shots that he wanted to land with, quite clearly, but they haven't been able to have any effect.
I think the pace Golovkin has set and maintained throughout this has been absolutely phenomenal.
But again, it's been so fast, hasn't it? And again, another hard round, the 12th round. But Álvarez got a bite on that gum shield now, and he got to just swing in those bombs.
Final 30 seconds. The fight they talked about for so long. It's simmered and boiled and bubbled and exploded from time to time, but it's been captivating throughout. Crowd sensing the end is near, on their feet.
Oh, what a right hand there from Álvarez and Golovkin.
Swinging away at each other. They might not hear the bell. There it is. And finally, it's all over. Golovkin thinks he's done enough. And I'm sure that many people back home will agree.
Good fight, really was. High-paced all the time. And that's what you get with Golovkin. He's constantly on you all the time. And for the early rounds, you tend to think that Canelo was coping with the pace, coping with the pressure. And you thought maybe he's not overall, and he's landing some fantastic shots. But you always thought he would start fast and fade. He never faded. But Golovkin never faded. That was the problem, and he started to find his range there in the second half. And for me,
do you know what it looked like?
A few points up.
To Golovkin tonight, that looked like a guy who has waited so long for this, and he was not going to let this opportunity go.
And people say he's one-dimensional, and at times he can be, but there's an intelligence sometimes hidden in that work.
Well, you arguably could have given Canelo the last two. I gave him the first two, but otherwise, I feel Golovkin's won it wide.
Golovkin's won by a few points, I think. But look, some of the work that Álvarez did was the standout stuff. When he let his hands go in combinations, it was flashy, solid work. But look at that flare from Golovkin. A solid right hand there, and he just don't lay you off the hook. Constantly throwing shots, constantly on you.
Do it again?
Oh, I'd like to see it.
Whatever the result.
I don't know whether he'd want it again. I mean, no, if he wins, I don't think he'll want it again. If you don't get a decision, then maybe he will want it.
I think he'd fight anyone, Canelo. He would have fought 2 years ago.
That was a
Golden Boy had
hard
off
fight.
the leash.
But listen, the chins. We all knew both their chins have stood the test of time, and they've been tremendous. And against their biggest tests, again, they proved sturdy enough.
Great response for Triple G as his face has been beamed up on the big screens around this arena. He's had his support through this fight week. Ever since he appeared on HBO with that knockout performance against Gregor Proksa, some 5 or 6 years ago, and then that knockout run that had HBO fans clamouring stateside for the big fights, and still he bowled them over. Back-to-back performances, though, by the distance. Whoa! Whoa! A draw. A draw. Well, 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 after all of that, Golovkin can't believe it. I don't really either, folks. Canelo shaking his head.
This fight was the saviour of boxing, and it was a tremendous fight to watch. The only thing we didn't want was a draw. We didn't want a draw. We wanted a clear winner. And listen, whatever you thought it was, I think the one judge, 118-110, for either fight, it was ridiculous. But for me, for Canelo to be 118-110, I just can't see it. I really can't. But a great fight to watch. I think we will have to see it again. No, it's impossible not to.
Absolutely right. Absolutely. Yeah, they're shrugging too, the fans. They can't quite believe it. We'll try and get you some reaction here, and I'm sure there'll be plenty of that. But would you believe it? After all the talk, the wait, and then that pulsating affair, we have a draw.